wanted to continue on the story about my dad. I used to actually work for my dad when I was a teenager. But I remember one time he wanted me to work in the plant because he started a soap company called VIP Soap. And I was working in accounts receivable with him upstairs, with him and his salesman, Gary, I think the guy's name was. Yeah. And my dad bragged to everyone how great I was. He never told me. He would just say, oh. He would get frustrated with me and lean over to make sure I wasn't making any mistake. And later on, like I only worked for him a year. After that, he said to me, why didn't you work for me longer? It would really have been helpful. I told everyone how good you were. I go, you didn't tell me. Because one time he told me to F off because I didn't want, he said one of his workers in the plant, he called it, was not available to work and he wanted me to go mix the soap. He had giant containers of soap and the floor was so slippery all the time. I was so afraid of slipping. That's why I didn't want to work there. I liked being safe upstairs with him. He had a separate office from me. I kind of had the front office because I was kind of receptionist, accounts receivable. I would call people when they're late with their bill. And then later, actually, when I was married, when I was a bit older, like late 20s, I worked for Canadian Springs Water Company, and I did really well, they said, in the accounts receivable. But I had taken a course as well. When I did accounts receivable for my dad, I didn't know how to do. He taught me how to do everything. He had me going to the bank, doing deposits and blah, blah, blah. I kind of enjoyed it, but for some reason, and the reason why I actually started working for my dad was because I had previously taken a hairdressing course, as I always loved doing my hair and stuff and doing my doll's hair. But anyway, yeah, the thing was about working for my dad, it could have been good because the people that took over my dad's company after he got cancer, they made that company into a $10 billion company. Well, the building itself was worth $10 billion. They ship all over the place. And my son said to me not long ago, he said, Mom, it would have been so great if you could have got along with Grandpa and you could have taken over the business and then I could have taken over the business. He probably would have been really good because he was a lot like my dad. He's a hard worker. But anyway, going back to the argument with my dad, it's probably with a lot of kids. He said to me one time, he goes, I'm sorry I was so hard on you. I go, why were you so hard on me all the time? You're just looking over my shoulder, constantly asking me what I'm doing. I like to be left alone. I did so much better